Hello everyone, today's tale is called Enjoy your viewing and enjoy your meal. For 3 years now I have been trying to somehow fix my personal life, there are some results, but the goal has not been achieved. So I decided to share my experience in order to find mistakes in it. At first, the girls in my life, apart from school, can be counted on the fingers. Because the university where I studied was technical. I had girlfriends, but now they are not free. I even asked some of their surroundings, they are also busy. I have an interesting life, I go to the gym, I have a hobby, but it does not help. After listening to the advice of the locals about how they found a girl through the same diver, I got into this where I found out that I am far from handsome. I like the way I look. I am not some kind of scumbag, a normal body and a wonderful face, not paracetamol at all. Even now, at 27, I look 22. Of course, you can blame everything on the imperfection of the system, but then why are there those who find a soulmate in VK dating in a month? And someone in DV finds a date with a continuation 4 times a week? Trying to understand where legs grow from, I found out the following. A good photo does not decide whether it is a studio photo, a filtered photo or a blurry selfie. A woman's eye cannot be fooled. A photo of a beautiful life decides. The richer the photo, the better. I myself have repeatedly visited a club with a friend and seen how girls simply stuck to him. Although he did absolutely nothing for this and dressed unpresentable, it even got to the point that these girls asked me for his phone number, but you shouldn't get married. It's enough to just be symmetrical. Nationality decides. If you don't look like a Slav, then the circle of people who are interested in you is very narrowed. I'll give you proof. I ran my photo through a neural network with Asian facial features and got a Slavic version of myself and likes like mushrooms. After the Reinheit decides. No one wants to look like Lolita with her Sakalo, and more than half believe that the taller the height, the more X. A slim body does not decide. Not everyone likes a precise press. An acquaintance who glues girls for one night in DV is generally a dead man with a belly, but this does not mean that ducks are not popular, but on the contrary. Popularity increases by 20%. Money decides. The second point is a consequence of this, as they say, happiness over money, and their quantity. By the way, some girls wrote to me that they are dating only to find a man with a fortune, not a millionaire, just with their own house without loans, and they even have backup options. But they are looking for someone better. The ability to communicate decides. No one likes a person who can't even connect 2 words, but if there are no problems with the points above, then the interlocutor himself will try to support the dialogue. Neatness decides. This also includes the ability to dress nicely and not look like a collective farmer. Confidence, and here excess. If there is too much of it, then you will look like a dwarf who proves to everyone that he is a giant, and if it is not over the top, but the maximum, then it decides. The ability to joke does not decide. Let them get away with it, but lately I have noticed that jokers are more often perceived as fools, but half of them think so, others, on the contrary, like jokers. So if we consider the ability joke at the stage of acquaintance, it will rather interfere, but when the person will see success decides. Even having all these qualities and being a superman, you can live your whole life as an incel if you are totally unlucky. I think this also applies to girls. As a result, we can say that looking for a girl in dating becomes more difficult every year, because an adequate girl does not stay there for long. There is a wild demand for her, and after a week her profile becomes inactive and joins the ranks of dead souls, and as a result every 4th profile is a dummy, body positive. 40% of them are going through the options of a better version of the one they already have. And only every 10th profile can be a working one. There are also of course scams and sellers of intimate products, but I do not consider them to be profiles. I made all the calculations and conclusions based solely on my experience. They are imperfect, so I expect criticism, and in general this is my first post. And I wrote a whole volume. The following tell. It saddens me to see such a consumer attitude towards finding a partner. Of course, everyone's tastes are different, and it's normal to want a specific type of appearance, but, damn it, if you want it, answer. I often see requests for a god man to be handsome, smart, strong and rich. But what do you offer him? A unique and inimitable self? Can you cook borscht? Wow, that's right, I never understood this, I deserve the best. Well, yes, you're right. But a guy also deserves the best according to this logic. And are you the best? And is he the best? The following tells so I don't understand that people on these dating sites are as real as the market. How is that possible? How will feelings arise? It's like some kind of job interview. From my circle of friends, do you really not like anyone at all? I just went on a date once, a friend came to me and for fun put a diver on me, literally texted for me with her forehead. And I watched. And I still decided for the sake of interest to go to a crowded place to see what kind of person he was. Only teenagers fall for the outside. Only the mind falls for the most part. Only escorts fall for the money. I met my wife at a dive shop. Because of similar interests, it was easy to suggest what to do on the first date. Before the first date, I hooked her with an anecdote and generally by saying that I was interesting to talk to. Well, I'm not a freak, as she says, what was on her mind? She was sitting there for the fan. Here we have similar interests in the profiles and she liked. She thought of meeting him, saying that he was funny, we would do something interesting and he was not a freak. That's generally how it is. About myself, I'm not athletic. At that time, I was pretty poor. I'm most likely funny and a little smart. I think charisma is very important for relationships. If you are boring, a normal person, etc., then you are unlikely to find someone, because first of all you have to touch someone with something. Thanks for watching, come back again.